Oh, I hear Miss Renee has made a video regarding my video about her, which I didn't take from Miss Renee. I took it from ScamSlam, my friend. Everybody go sub up to her. She does God's work, and she should have way more subscribers than 5.87. So it is called Renee Part 2 about YouTube. Okay? By the way, you're going to hear Milo. You're going to hear Hubs walk in. He's out checking the pool chemicals. Okay?
No, it's not the point. She's lying. She said I live in a bad neighborhood. I live on the top of a neighborhood, and there's no drugs in this neighborhood.
Ma'am, I never said you lived in a bad neighborhood. I said I saw your neighborhood. That's all. Period. And a subject. I just went through my own video and checked. I never said anything about a lot of things you referred to. So I wouldn't keep calling me the liar because I have timestamps.
There's no drugs where I live.
I never said there were.
It's a drug neighborhood. There's 55 plus in the whole fucking place.
Ma'am, I never said. How could I tell from Google Earth that it was a drug neighborhood? How?
This place is the top of the world where I live.
And yet you were complaining. You were complaining during your live stream that everything was breaking, like your air conditioning, which we heard running, and how you had to get out of there. Okay, it's top of the top.
You know, she's telling lies. She's telling lies.
I never said anything about your neighborhood.
Lies she's telling.
I said I wouldn't dox you. Your information is public. You kept saying your name. All I did was plug it into Google.
I know. And she's telling people it's a drug neighborhood.
I never said it was a drug neighborhood. I have no idea. It looked like a typical Florida neighborhood. I never said it was a drug neighborhood.
I'm probably the youngest person that lives here.
Good for you.
Then she's telling people my husband just died.
I did not. You were referring to him throughout your video on the other channel. Do you know that multiple channels covered your live stream? Do you know that? So we weren't all watching you. I didn't even know who the hell you were. I was concerned you were having a stroke. You have to remember, I spent 20 years in fire. I spent 13 years in acute care medicine and EMS. The first thing I think of when I see a lady slurring and falling and not making sense and just being urgent about a need that she supposedly doesn't really need, I am concerned somebody is having a stroke.
25 years ago.
You kept mentioning your deceased husband. Now, I was thinking, oh my God, he must have just passed away. And then I said, when I plugged you into Google, I saw that 3 years ago you were involved in a domestic with some guy that wasn't your husband's name. So obviously he died a while ago. You kept talking about him.
I mean, she's telling so many lies. She can't be doing that. She just can't be lying on people.
So far, I'm not the one who lied.
I understand that, but that's not the point. The point is that she put my video out there. Now, half the people will not come back in my room anymore after they...
Ma'am, do you know how many channels covered your live stream? Live? Do you know that? I saw it on someone else's channel. Do you even have a YouTube? If you do, I'll sub up.
I cannot drink alcohol. I've never drank alcohol, but I drank pina coladas straight the other night.
Well, wait, you can't drink alcohol or you drank pina coladas? Make up your mind. You can't, you don't, you never drink alcohol, but you did the other night?
Fucked up, it's not funny. I was slurring my words and everything.
And see, those of us in the world, remember, YouTube is a global platform. There are people in Germany streaming your videos. There are people in Italy, analyzing your behavior. People in England making parodies of you. All of us, anyone on YouTube, anyone on TikTok, it is global. Understand that. So when you get on here, that is the risk you take. Now, I see a woman who is older, who is saying she had health difficulties, and she is slurring her words and falling down and acting inappropriately, throwing her dresser drawers out and having clothes all over, and continuously swiping the back of the cabinet where there is no dresser drawer anymore and there is nothing there because you showed us, but you keep swiping your arm back there and not making sense, and then urgently barking about the need for the $84 for a hotel room. Excuse me, I'm thinking you're having a medical emergency. That is where my mind goes. And then I said, I don't know this lady. Maybe she could, I've seen patients where they've mixed medications. They've mixed them with alcohol. They've taken too many. That isn't saying anything about you. That is hypothesizing why your behavior was the way it was.
I can't drink. That's why I've never drank.
You've never drank, but you drank straight pina coladas the other night. Make up your mind. Who's lying now?
You know?
No, don't know. I hear the air
It's a
conditioner.
bunch of lies. Why don't they fucking do Lisa? Why don't they do people that are on the street begging for money? I only asked for money when I needed it those times. That's it.
Those times. Do you know I don't think I put beggar on my title, but other channels did, because you're dry begging. Actually, you were outright begging, demanding the money for a hotel room. That's not a necessity, ma'am, and you did just fine. I do cover other people. I'm bored of Lisa. Lisa is a train wreck that's headed for a grave, okay? Why would I want to cover her?
Oh, they won't. Not. I'm waiting for my friend. She's a deputy sheriff. I showed her this. I went to the hotel where she was working last night. I went there.
Do all deputy sheriffs in Florida work at hotels? I swear to God. Now, I have a friend who's a police captain. No, sergeant. But she's not too far from where you live. So maybe we can get our friends together. And by the way, I was a sheriff for 1 year.
About 11 o'clock, and I gave her the video, so I don't know what can happen with it.
First off, sheriff officers have nothing to do with the Fair Use Act of 1970. I did not use your footage. I used the footage of ScamSlam, period, end of subject. And as always, I provided the link and gave her credit.
I don't know, maybe nothing can happen with it. But the only thing I can do is make a video on YouTube saying that one day she's going to do it to the wrong person and they're going to hurt themselves. She shouldn't.
No. You don't put that onus on me. No. Here we go.
To people. You can't bully people. Bullying is not. I worked for the East Providence School Department for 20 years. Bullying is a no-no.
For children. I'm not bullying anyone. I called you out on your begging tactics, which we will go over again at the end of this. That's not bullying. Begging is not allowed on TikTok.
You can't bully people. You don't think we have feelings? Everybody has feelings.
Ma'am, what are you, a marshmallow? If you come on a global platform, expect not everyone to find you charming.
You don't think she hurt my feelings?
Aw.
She did hurt my feelings.
Would you like a tissue? I get Lisa tissues all the time.
But I'm not going to do anything bad to myself because of it. But there is people.
I would hope not. You're a grown woman.
People that will do things. There will be people that are weak, and they will hurt themselves, and that's a no-no. She shouldn't bully anybody.
Excuse me? Saying that you shouldn't be begging when it is against the terms of service and the new rules that just went in on May 20th of this year. You're going to tell me I'm bullying you because I said you should not be asking for money, demanding it.
Bullying is a no-no.
What are you, 2?
Just say, for instance, she does it to somebody else and they unalive themselves. How is she going to feel?
Calling out begging. Are you kidding? Have you met our begging crew? Not one of them would ever hurt themselves simply because they all are narcissists. They love themselves. You can tell that from the filters they use and the amount of times they eye bang themselves.
I believe in karma too.
Commas
I
and
think this is what she
colons.
does to make her money. She does this to make her money.
Ma'am, I do not. I've never made a penny off of YouTube. Jesus Christ, we've been over this a million times. Not one fucking penny. I have better things to do with my day.
I guess I'm going to block JK now.
Who's that?
Because
What?
he went and looked at the video. Now he won't come back in the room. So I just
And how do you know that? That's like trying to prove intent. It's impossible.
assume he believed everything, so it's okay.
You assume. You know what assuming does.
What time is 1900? That's when I can go back on my page. Joyce left my live. Everyone lost my live because they didn't want to come in here no more.
And you're assuming that. Maybe they went to eat dinner. The world revolves around you, huh? Huh? Why are you looking at yourself?
Everybody's leaving now.
Right.
I'm not doing too good, Kenny, because that woman lied. I watched the video. She lied about everything. Everything that was said was a lie. She said I lived in a bad neighborhood. I live on the top
I never said you lived in a bad neighborhood.
scale neighborhood. She said that my husband died a year ago. He died 25 years ago.
Oh my
She
God.
said I didn't have surgery last year. Yes, I did have surgery last year.
You said you had sepsis and were in the hospital, which I don't doubt, but that it was from a leg wound and you just got out. And then you showed a healed scar.
Everything she said I have 4 children.
That I did say, because when you put her into Google, there are a bunch of names that pop up that could be children. That is my bad. I own that. I was wrong.
No, I don't have 4 children. Everything she said is a fucking lie.
Just like you don't drink.
No, I don't know who this Tony is. Is this somebody else that just came in that wants to skim with me?
Skim?
Yep, it must be. She left the room. No. You're in here to be friends, or you're in here to fucking show everybody the bad person I am.
I never said you were a bad person. You might be a nice person. Just stop begging.
I hate being mean, but I have to be mean now. I don't trust people now.
Stop the whining. And you've been watching Lisa too much. You don't do it well. You don't do it well. You do it like her with fake tears and that high-pitched squeak. Stop.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Hey, no, but you've seen the video. You've seen the video. Okay.
Maybe social media isn't for you. Maybe there's a platform that's better suited for you.
Hey, I'm going back on the other account later. What happened? You don't even want to fucking know what happened. Some bitch put a bunch of shit on YouTube about me. Lies, all kind of lies.
We'll go over it.
What this woman did.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, I went into Publix yesterday to get a tuna fish sandwich. Someone recorded it and said I was begging for food. I used my own card to pay for my sandwich.
Wait, how could I get to Florida? Are you saying I sent someone to Florida to the Publix? I don't know anybody in your neighborhood, okay? Period. Chef Carl, that's about it.
I don't know, some woman, it's disgusting.
In California, mind you. California, over 3,000 miles away. How could I do that? Did I do it by telepathy? Did I record you by telepathy?
Fucking disgusting. I had to tell my kids because if my kids seen it, they would kill me.
What? That you were begging for money? You said you called your son. That's what you said. You said you called your son to get the money. So they know you need money. Why would they be mad?
Some woman, she does this for a living to make money. She does it for a living to make money.
And there you go, assuming again. So I guess we do know you make an ass out of yourself.
She gets subscribers.
She gets subscribers. Everybody gets subscribers on YouTube, you asshat. Come on. You take yourself way too seriously. Oh, crying over.
Thank you, Tony. I'm sorry, but after what happened, I don't know who anybody is anymore. I don't know who to trust anymore. That's why. Kenny, you've seen what happened. You told me. You're the one that told me.
Hi, Kenny.
You're the one that came in here and told me. This woman has to be put to stop. She has to stop because one day she's going to talk about somebody and they're going to hurt themselves. She needs to stop doing this. These people need to stop doing this.
Nobody I cover would hurt themselves. Trust me.
That's not right. Bullying is not right.
Begging is not right. And begging is against terms of service. And that was all any channel on YouTube was doing, was bringing awareness to you begging.
It is wrong. I teach all my kids in school never to bully anybody because bullying hurts people. They hurt their feelings.
Your feelings are not my responsibility, just as your mental health is not my responsibility. Your physical health is not my responsibility. We are adults, aren't we? We take responsibility for our own actions and behavior. Period. End of subject.
You know?
No.
It's never nice to bully. It's a no-no. I used to tell my kids, it's a no-no to bully. Well, I can't help it. I'm not crying because I'm mad. I'm crying because I'm pissed. I'm pissed and there's nothing I can do about it. That's the problem. I'm pissed.
It's called the Fair Use Act. And it's also called go to the source. You cannot be begging on TikTok. You can't be begging on YouTube either. They're even stricter.
I'm not crying because what happened. I'm pissed.
What, that you got caught? Is that it?
I understand, but I can't have that on the internet. I have grandchildren.
You chose to go on the internet in your condition after drinking a pina colada or two and begging. And you want to blame that on me being a bully? I think you have your facts backwards. Because you're breaking terms of service, and it was you who chose to go online, not me.
Grandkids. I don't want the grandkids to see that.
No tears.
I report the video. They don't care.
There's nothing to report. I used ScamSlam's video. I did a react to it, which is allowed under the Fair Use Act of 1970. Would you like to go and read it?
They don't care. They said it's the guidelines. Fucking guidelines, my ass. You cannot bully people. That's against the law. Bullying is not good.
Stop it. Stop it. You're acting like you're 8.
Good. It's not good to bully people.
And I didn't. I said something could be wrong with you medically. Like, should I send for a welfare check?
I would never bully anybody.
Really? You just said you had to get mean. And I still see not one tear. Not one wet spot. Funny how you know Lisa's name.
I don't know. I won't know until I pick up my granddaughter. But yet my granddaughter never called me back to tell me I was picking her up after this. After this.
Oh God, now you're going to blame me that your granddaughter had something better to do? Or maybe is running late? Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay, if an asteroid comes, maybe it's my fault.
She never called me back, and I want to see my granddaughter.
Where are the tears,
I
ma'am?
want to see my grandbaby. But after this shit happened yesterday, she never texts me back anymore, so I don't think she's going to come and see me.
I don't see him.
You know, that's what I'm worried about.
Really? You're worried about your granddaughter? Yesterday. Maybe she's out with her friends.
I'm worried about that. I can't breathe. Oh.
You're breathing fine. Your mouth is closed.
I know, Rose, you have to look for a certain thing. Now, JK, he looked at it and he never came back in my life anymore. He's gone. He blocked.
Maybe he had a sudden bout of stomach upset. Maybe he had an appointment. Maybe he had an engagement to attend. Maybe his partner wanted to surprise him with dinner. Why do you like to blame me for everything?
Me. He fucking blocked me.
Oh, well, maybe JK has his own opinion.
Real nice. Real nice. You know how many people are not going to follow me in?
Made one video of her. One.
For this money. Please, I needed somebody help. I got
and the fake tears, and she goes, it's like Lisa, she goes from crying her eyeballs out with the fake tears and the fake crying, and in a nanosecond is being a bitch.
Go down there. Nobody sent me anything. Nobody sent me nothing. What do you need it for? I'm gonna go down to the hotel, honey, right near your son's house. I have no air conditioning. I'm dying.
We can hear the air conditioning.
I'm short $40, but I don't want $40. I'll take 22 from 2 different people. I've got to get out of here. I'm going to have a stroke.
She's not going to have a stroke from the heat. She could have a stroke from being upset.
Mind you, notice she's never broken into a sweat. Her hair's not wet. She's drinking water, but she's saying every single fan, the box fan, the ceiling fans, everything is broken. Yet we hear the air conditioner and there's no sweat. And she would accept 22 instead of the 40 whatever. Yeah, we've heard this before.
She's not
It's
that
really
upset.
hot in here. I went to the store, but the woman isn't there.
And she kept saying this about the woman at the store. The woman at the store. She was going to borrow the money from the woman at the store, which led me to wonder, what's going on with the lady at the store? Is she like running her own bank? I mean, what? If it was a friend, she would say, I ran down to the store and asked Charlene for the money, but she wasn't there. No, it was a 3-day weekend.
Gotta get out of here. I have to get out of here. It's hot. Ray didn't help me. Everybody said they were gonna help me and nobody did. I don't want to stay here. I have to get to the hotel. Yeah, I'll take 22 and 22.
I was just waiting for her to say, if 40 people sent me $1, because we hear that all the time.
Daniel, I have to get that $22. I have to get it. Nobody will give it to me. I went to the store across the street, but the lady wasn't there. No, I gotta go to that. I gotta get that money. I have to get that $22. Please, I needed somebody help. I gotta go down there. Nobody sent me anything.
A lot of TikTok, and she watches a lot of beggars because she has aspects of Lori and Lisa, and she pulls a Danny.
Nobody sent me nothing. What do you need it for? I'm gonna go down to the hotel, honey, right near your son's house. I have no air conditioning. I'm dying.
By your son's house. Okay, so that's her friend Gail.
Go down to the hotel, honey.
Now she
right
keeps
near your
repeating
son's house.
herself.
I have no air conditioning. I'm dying.
I'm not replaying it.
Short $40, but I don't want $40. I'll take 22 from 2 different people. I've got to get out of here. I'm going to have a stroke.
She just keeps repeating the same thing.
It's really hot in here. I went to the store, but the woman isn't there.
What does that mean?
No, nobody helped me. Everybody called me bad names.
I've heard
Does
that.
that sound familiar?
Yeah.
I just need to get to the hotel. I have to. Please, somebody. I called my son, he didn't answer. I went to the store to ask the woman, but she's not here. She went away. Please,
See, she called her son. So, did the son not check his call log? I mean, didn't he call mom back, or was he gone for the weekend?
somebody help me. Please. Please help me. I need help.
This is so
I
familiar.
need help. Please. I need money to get to the hotel. Anything to help. That's not the point. I just got out of the hospital. I had sepsis. I almost died. I cannot be in a house hot. I had an abscess and it went to my brain.
Now, she said she just got out, implying that it was recent.
I have it.
Lights a cigarette.
Lights a cigarette, but can't breathe. And then pulls a Lisa. Just watch.
Please don't say that, please. Please, don't get me going, please. Please. What? Yes, I did. I almost died.
Can't finish a
I just
sentence.
want to go to the hospital. I just want to go down to... I can't. I have to get out of the house. I have to get out of here. I had it for 10 days. I had an abscess. They had to operate on my leg. Do you want to see it? Would you like to see it? So you don't think I'm lying?
All right, let's see this wound. And that is a fully healed wound, right?
Which we now found out was 10 months ago. You can't even see almost the mark. It's got a keloid over it. Okay? See that? See that?
Talking in full and complete sentences, breathing with her mouth shut, she can breathe.
I'm not a con artist. No, it doesn't. I was in there for 10 days. Can you get rid of that witch for me?
Whoops. Personality
Get rid of
change.
her.
Not Matilda.
Get rid of her. Everybody knew I was in the hospital.
Okay, but that's a
Don't
healed
come to my
wound.
page and tell me I didn't have it.
Where's the
The
tears?
fans don't work, honey.
Not one. There's a box fan, a stand fan, and you can smoke. You need to clean your fan.
Yeah, and I had it twice.
Let's go to my favorite part. Can't breathe. There's a cigarette.
Did you see it? Doing a Lisa. There it is. Right there. Okay? How's she getting out of that? Mouth shut, breathing fine.
Am I going to sit here all day long and have to go through this again?
Wow.
No, I'm not smoking. I got a vape.
And I'm the liar? Okie dokie. So, that was my original, from my original. Those are the timestamps for you. Here's her complaints with me. I never said she lived in a drug neighborhood. Actually, it looked like a very nice, typical, stereotypical Florida neighborhood. If you want to ask a Californian whose parent lived in Florida for a short while, I only drove there like 3 times. I have very little to go on. And it was mostly in the Winter Park area. So not familiar with her area. You were referring to your husband, ex-husband, former husband, many times throughout your life, and made it out as if he had just passed away. But I kind of figured he hadn't. And then all I did was put your name into Google, and boop, up came your domestic case with a gentleman. I won't say his name, but you kept shouting your first and last name, and anybody, people in England are probably typing in Google your name. They could do the same to me. So what? That's living in the modern age. I did not say anything about the alcohol except that I was concerned you had possibly mixed medications with alcohol. You claim you never, ever drink, but you did that night. So I never said you were. I was more concerned you were having a stroke and that I needed to call in a welfare check because Googling, I got your address and I could send fire over there just to do an evaluation because I was a bit concerned when I saw you fall and I saw you get a cut. I do many other beggars. Everybody knows that. That's my shtick, period, and a subject. I was a sheriff's deputy. Have your sheriff's deputy pal on a night off give me a ringy-ding. I'd be glad to talk to her. But trust me, they may be in court to testify, but they don't understand social media law and fair use is a law. So I'm allowed to do reactions. I could do a parody if I wanted. I can make you into a puppet and you couldn't do anything about it. I'm not bullying you. You're breaking terms of service. Had you not come on, had other channels not covered you and piqued my interest, and I watched their videos, I wouldn't have reacted to their videos. You chose to come onto an international platform and bring your problems to us. The problem of urgently needing $44, but you take 22 from 2 people. How big of you. Your hurt feelings are not my concern. You should take a long look in the mirror before you get on social media. Everybody should. I'm not a bully. We donate to charity. We look after people. We do what we can to help and be good people. But we don't like people coming on begging. That's sad. If I were your family, I'd be more embarrassed that my mom has to come on to beg for money. Okay? Because I would scrounge up whatever to take care of my mom. Your mental health is not my responsibility, but your own. You are a grown woman with grandchildren. Act like it. I don't make any money off my videos. I have shown that time and time again. What money I get is donated. I take whatever the amount is, and we figured that in. I haven't been paid by YouTube because of a social security problem with my name. JK is not my responsibility. I don't know who he is. I didn't know he was a guy until you said it. I don't have any clue as to if he watched my video or someone else's. But the fact he blocked you has nothing to do with me. You assume too much. You say you had disability for chickenpox on your nose and that I made fun of it. I didn't know you were on disability. I figured you were on Social Security. You aren't 65? And I'm saying that without being mean. So if you're on disability, I'm assuming that why would you worked for the schools for 25 years. You would have a pension. So why wouldn't you have a pension and Social Security for being 65? I don't know. I don't know anything about your nose. Your nose looks fine to me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, lady. I never said anything. You had chickenpox? So did I. Get over it. Your members are leaving not because of me. Maybe you should, again, look in the mirror and go to the source. Don't break the terms of service and beg. You had surgery last year. I said your wound looked healed, okay? I don't do this for a living. Trust me, I don't. And I wasn't in the supermarket in Florida. I live all the way in California. I have no intention to ever go to Florida again. You should be thankful. To me, Florida is hell on earth. Texas is a close second. There are bugs. It is humid. It is hot. Those are 3 things not on my list. Okay? There's your timestamps if you need them to look at some, Lisa-like behavior. So Renee, get over it. Get over it. I didn't use your footage. I used my friend's footage. And she's protected under fair use. She actually took down the worst part of your behavior. She took it down before I could take a critique of it. So you should thank her. Other people didn't.